Hey guys, Zach here with Minimalscapes, and today I want to talk to you guys about crypts. Cryptocorini, better known as crypts, are a species of aquatic plant that originate from India and Southeast Asia, and they are very popular in the aquarium hobby. They are popular for a multitude of reasons. The first reason why crypts are so popular in the aquarium hobby is because of their outward appearance. Starting just with their basic structure, crypts come in a big variety. Right? You can have crypts that are broad and leafy. You've got ones that are skinny and long. You've got some smaller, more compact ones. You've got everything under the sun when it comes to crypts, whereas other plant species generally are going to follow sort of the same pattern and have the same structure. But for crypts, you've got foreground plants, you've got midground plants, you've got background plants, you've got plants that are green, you've got plants that are red, you've got every color in between that. You can have a sort of brown, you can have a bright green, a darker green, you can have even a pink and orange. You've got really an unlimited number of possibilities with crypts, and this can lead to tanks that are purely made from crypts, and yet they look absolutely stunning. Now, another reason for crypts' popularity is their relative ease of care. Unlike other stem plants that grow and then you cut and then you plant and then they grow and then they grow and then they grow, which can lead to an overwhelming number of plants and lead your tank to become overrun, crypts generally do not have that problem. They grow at a moderate to even slow rate, and they just fill in without becoming too much. The way that they propagate is by sending out small runners, and these are very easy to take care of and remove from your tank without disturbing too much of the substrate. Me personally, I have never had to trim back a crypt. They have never gone absolutely wild, unlike other stem plants. Some stems will grow over the top and start covering everything, and then they'll just shoot everywhere. Crypts, I've never had that problem. Most people do not run into that problem. Another great thing about the care for crypts is that they're pretty low as far as light demands go. I've kept crypts in indirect light without an actual light on the tank, and they have done just fine. Obviously, if you have like a red crypt or a crypt that needs a little bit more light, like a crypt flamingo, you might want to have higher lighting on that, but those are very special cases. In general, I've found that crypts don't need too much light, and also they don't need too much flow. Crypts come from slower moving bodies of water in Southeast Asia and India, and they don't like it to be pushing against them. It's not bad, but I don't run filters on my tanks, and the crypts do just fine without that flow. Now, reason number 3 for crypts' popularity is just their availability. Now, I'm not too sure if they've become super available because of their popularity, or if they became super available and then became popular. For me, I remember my first experience getting some plants from my local fish store, and I saw the crypt. It was a Cryptwenti. I remember seeing it, thinking, wow, that plant looks cool, and taking it home. And then every time after, when I've gone to any aquarium stores, I've looked for crypts, and they are always there. Right? It's one of those things that most hobbyists that run fish stores like and keep around because of how easy they are, and also because of how popular they are. So it's usually available in most aquarium stores. Now, obviously, pet stores are a different story that are more focused on other things, but if you find stores that are aquarium focused, then you should be able to find crypts without really too much trouble. Obviously, these aren't going to be your super specialty kinds of crypts, but in general, you can get like a Wenti, you can get like a Lutea, you can get some of the more popular types of crypts. Now, with all of that said about crypts, if you are thinking about getting a crypt, or maybe you're new to the hobby and you thought this is a good plant, let me give you a warning before you go out and buy one and put one in your tank, and that is just a warning about crypt melt. Now, this is something that occurs across the hobby regardless of your experience, and it is just when you put a new crypt into your tank, generally the leaves are going to wither away, die off. But don't fear, the leaves are going to come back and they're going to be just healthy. So it's not a concern. It's something that's going to happen regardless, and it does happen even to me. I still get it regardless. So the leaves wither up, they shrivel away, and then they come back after the course of about a month. So don't let that scare you away. Another thing to consider about crypts is that because of their slower growing nature, I have found them not to be too heavily demanding as far as nutrients go in the substrate. Obviously you still want a nutrient-rich substrate, but they are around the level of every other stem plant I have found. They're not excessive root feeders like an Amazon sword, but they still do need that nutrient-rich substrate, but they won't be draining it like crazy. That is everything on this video about crypts. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. Maybe you found it useful. If you have enjoyed, please consider subscribing, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.